Right, I've had quite a constructive day today. Managed to put the supercharger back on. I've got to change the belts as well while I was at it. Might as well put some new tensioners on. So EGR was the worst thing of all, to be honest. Bit of a nightmare getting the thing bolted back on, to be honest, but done it. What else have I done? Well, throttle body and all the S bend, the elbow at the back of the supercharger. Managed to get the lateral bolts in, which are probably the trickiest ones, and one of the bottom ones in that elbow, very tricky. Basically just super glued the bolt into a socket, pulled it out so it wasn't completely stuck in there, stuck it back in so it was kind of super glued in, put the bolt down on a tiny little extension with a magnet on a stick, just lowered it in to sort of get it started in the hole. Bloody nightmare. Anyway, so yeah, the radiator pack's all back together. Got to put that back in there. Be a lot easier with the bumper removed. Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, because basically I had a little comment on one of the forums, so I thought I'd address that here. Mr. S. Collins, who says, personally, and he speaks in, it's not addressing me in the forum, he's addressing the other people who are reading my thread. Personally, with the use of glue, fog light, I'll just go and fetch that actually, stick. The bulb, for some reason, has got so hot that it's melted the housing. The fog lamp, I don't know what's happened to that, but it's looks like it's got very, very hot. I mean, you can see I've repaired it. Basically, I put a load of super glue on it and powder to start off the bond, let that go off, and then went over it with a JB Weld, and I've like put quite a decent layer of JB Weld over it. I mean, it's probably stronger than it was when it was new, like mechanically stronger. If it melts again, it'll just melt again, and it'll fall out, and I don't know why that would happen. I mean, I think these are sealed. I don't know if you can actually get into them to change the bulb. I don't know. Perhaps you can. I don't know. Anyway, Mr. Collins says, personally, with the use of glue for the fog light and insulation tape on the tank strap, which is where I've fixed on the bracket which holds on a plug, a wiring loom plug. Put it on with insulation tape in the end where the two ends of the loom connect together, clip. There's like a big multi-plug, and that, I mean, it would just sit there on its own without a bracket or a clip. But it, you know, in their wisdom, they've fixed it in place so it doesn't end up rubbing on anything. Now I've cut through the little bracket was welded on to the original strap. So I've ground off that. You can probably see that in a previous video. In fact, Mr. Collins is referring to that incident in the video where I cut it off. And I fixed it onto the new stainless steel strap with tape. I wrapped a load of tape round the strap. I think I've sort of faced off the corners, the sharp edges on the strap, just where the tape is. Put a load of tape round, then tape the bracket on with about 10 winds of insulation tape. Now, I will check that every time the car goes for an MOT. I'll be there and I'll look and make sure that that's all right. And if it's looking a bit crusty, you know, crispy, I'll just put a zip tie around it or some more tape. Anyway, And then he says, so with the insulation tape, the removal of the headlights, bumper, crash bar, etc. needlessly, the guy should consider watching people doing the same job on YouTube instead of making YouTube videos. I would also like to send good luck wishes and suggest he includes a comprehensive breakdown service cover before he plans any trip out with local bus routes. Now, first of all, if Mr. Collins can helpfully put a link in his comment to a video of somebody doing a radiator change on a supercharged 350, I'd be very grateful, because I couldn't find one, and that was one of the reasons why I thought it would be worth videoing the job for the benefit of other people. Not that I say at the start of this whole thing, this is not a tutorial or a guide. I'm just videoing what I'm doing, okay? Because it might be useful. Another thing as well, if you can suggest a better way to repair that than glue, let's hear it. I will be going to France in this car, maybe even next week. I go to France quite regularly and I want a nice, comfortable, reliable car to go in. And I've been dozens of times in cars that I've maintained myself. I've been in, like last year, in a car that I've done the head gasket on, and it's been absolutely watertight, completely reliable ever since. So I don't really use breakdown services because my cars never break down because they're well maintained. I don't know if that's just luck or the fact that I do preventative maintenance. Another thing is, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, the radiator needless. If Mr. Collins can tell me how it's possible to disconnect the main radiator from the other radiators, which requires the undoing of this bolt, which you can see there. The only way to undo that bolt is to remove this pump. And the only way to remove this pump is to undo this bolt. And then this pump is basically trapped in the space between the frame rail and the radiator itself. Please, would you let me know? Because I couldn't find out a way of doing it, and I'm actually there doing it. So yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is, I can take a bit of criticism, and I've never said that I'm an expert or mechanic. I'm a gardener. This is why I do this work myself, because I like nice cars. I like to have different cars. I don't like boring, shitty Euro boxes that are cheap and easy to run. I like different cars to most people. Yeah, so that's why I'm doing this, and I like helping people. In fact, I've already had a comment on my video saying, "Oh, thanks for uploading that with the strip down of the supercharger, removal of the supercharger. I'm thinking about doing the valley pipe on my car, and this is quite helpful." So that's a bonus. I'm really pleased about that. Efra Diesel, I do for your content. Don't worry about the sound. I dare to say it's excellent. I even managed to hear loud and clear your relieving fart at 9.43. For sure this video will save me some time if I decide to overhaul the supercharger of my X350. Cheers from Spain. It already helped me. I like to learn in advance just in case. My XJR is already on 495,000 kilometers. That's nearly 300,000 miles, so fair play. I will have to do it sooner than later. I watched the 2 parts. Thanks a lot for the videos. So, you're welcome, Efra Diesel.
Listen up! à tout reprendre et voler New York. Yes, it does.